The full story of Merlin. Origins: a child of magic and mystery. Merlin's origins are shrouded in mystery. The most famous version claims that he was born to a mortal woman and a demon, making him a half-demon with supernatural powers. His mother, a noblewoman or a noon, was visited by an incubus, a male spirit, and she gave birth to Merlin. However, instead of being evil, Merlin grew up with wisdom and prophetic abilities, able to see both the past and the future. Other legends say that Merlin was a druid or a prophet with deep connections to nature and ancient magic. Some even claimed he was the last of the old gods or a firborn child. Merlin and King Vortigern. Merlin's first major role in history came when King Vortigern, a ruler of Britain, sought to build a mighty tower. However, every night the foundations collapsed. Vortigern's magicians told him that the only way to stabilize the tower was to sacrifice a child born without a father. Merlin was discovered and brought before Vortigern. Instead of being frightened, he laughed and told the king that the real reason for the collapsing tower was that two dragons, one red and one white, were fighting beneath it. When they dug under the foundation, they found the dragons just as Merlin predicted. The red dragon represented the Britons, and the white dragon symbolized the invading Saxons. This was seen as a prophecy of the future wars between the Britons and Saxons. Advisor to Uther Pendragon. After Vortigern's fall, a new king, Uther Pendragon, took the throne. Merlin became his advisor and used his magic to help him. Uther fell in love with Lady Igraine, the wife of Duke Gorloy of Cornwall. With Merlin's help, Uther was transformed to look like Gorloy, allowing him to spend a night with Igraine. That night, Arthur was conceived. Later, Gorloy was killed in battle, and Uther married Igraine, making Arthur his rightful heir. However, Merlin foresaw that Arthur would have enemies. To protect him, Merlin took the newborn Arthur and gave him to Sir Ector to be raised in secret. The sword in the stone. Years later, after Uther's death, Britain fell into chaos. There was no clear heir to the throne. Merlin devised a test. He placed a sword into a stone, and only the rightful king could pull it out. Many tried and failed. Then, young Arthur, raised as a humble squire, pulled the sword effortlessly, proving his destiny as king of Britain. The rise of Camelot and the Round Table. Merlin guided Arthur as he became king, helping him establish Camelot, the legendary kingdom known for its chivalry and honor. He also helped create the Knights of the Round Table, a group of noble warriors who sought justice and adventure. Merlin played a key role in advising Arthur, helping him obtain Excalibur, the magical sword given by the Lady of the Lake. He also warned Arthur about the dangers of betrayal, especially concerning his half-sister, Morgan Le Fay, and his nephew, Mordred. Merlin's love and betrayal. Despite his wisdom, Merlin had one weakness: love. He became infatuated with a young woman named Nimue, also known as Vivienne or the Lady of the Lake. She was clever and knew Merlin's power could be dangerous. She tricked him into teaching her his magic, and once she had learned enough, she used an enchantment to trap him. Depending on the version, Merlin was either imprisoned inside a cave, a tower, a tree, or even beneath a lake. Some say he remained trapped forever, while others suggest he is asleep, waiting to return in Britain's hour of need. Merlin's legacy. Even after his disappearance, Merlin's influence remained. Arthur ruled for many years but eventually fell in battle against Mordred at Camelot. Some say Merlin foresaw this but was powerless to stop it. Legends say that Merlin will one day return when Britain needs him most, much like King Arthur himself. Merlin in modern culture. Over the centuries, Merlin's story has been retold in different ways. Some depict him as an old wise wizard like in Disney's The Sword in the Stone, while others make him a trickster or even a warrior. In the TV series Merlin, he is portrayed as a young man secretly protecting Arthur. Would you like a specific version or more details about any part of the story?